Hi guys, it's Tracy here with the Four-Sided Spirit, and it's been a long time since I've done a video. I manage a lot of other social media pages and other aspects of my life, and while the tarot practice has still been really important and a really consistent part of my daily practice, sharing that process has been, I don't know, I've been a little, not lazy, but you know, a little forgetful. But I couldn't help but make a video because that was creepy. Because the BONEFIRE Tarot is in my hands. I could not get the first edition, although I did try. I love the first edition because the quite square looking cards are a really reasonable size in her original edition, and I really just love self-published decks. And my favorite tarot deck, Anna K, also has a very small square aspect ratio, and I thought I'd really enjoy the size. But alas, I've got the Schiffer publishing edition, and I have been drooling over this deck online for months and months and months, and the rich imagery and the layers and the amazing style of these cards just completely attracted me to them. Side note, sorry my hair's wet, I just took a shower, but for the sake of authenticity, I'm not gonna style it, let's just go. And I'm gonna do an unboxing today because I just wanted to share my initial thoughts about the deck. Not much preparation. Side note, I teach improvisational dance or facilitate it, and so I'm all for freestyle. The box feels really good, really, really solid. And it's got a little loop, and it is slightly magnetized, but beautiful box, super sturdy, super sturdy. Ta-da! Here's the book, little mirror of the cover. It's so beautiful. Nice size book, actually feels like a novel in size. So we've got, ooh, full color. It's nice. 185 pages or so. But what's really fantastic, and this is super rare, is that we've got color. We've got color, yay! And having done a lot of printing myself, not in the tarot community, but just I print workbooks for my classes, and color is a luxury, so I'm really happy to have that. That's awesome. I'm so happy, oh my god. So here it is, similar to the Anna K, it is split to fit in the deck nice and flat. And the size is all right. Let's show. It's definitely wide, but I have pretty small hands, and it fits. So I'm happy about that. I thought that it would potentially be too big. They are incredibly glossy, so I was a little bit bummed about that because I really like matte cards, but maybe it'll be more durable. Maybe they'll slip nicely in shuffling. Here's the card back. Cool. All right. Thank you for your patience as I continue to unpackage. Let's see how it shuffles. Actually, no, I shouldn't shuffle it because we want to go in order. So here's some of the deck. The Fool. Nice. The High Priestess. Her Widow's Peak, nice little touch. The perspective is quite interesting because you get this mashup, of course, in that tattoo style, tons of details that you can intuitively pull into your reading, which I really appreciate. But you also get some decent narrative in like expressions and body language, which I really appreciate. So it's going to be a fun deck to study. It's going to be a fun deck to read with. I'm going to, of course, start with personal readings, as I always do, as I'm starting to court the deck, as you will. So much color. The aesthetic is super consistent, which I appreciate, but again, with this perspective, you just get a very different perspective. So for me, I've been reading predominantly with one deck. This is going to be nice to add a little fresh new inspiration into my readings, because obviously these cards are super different. They have their own unique symbology, which is unique to the artist. And on that note, it's really cool, just the way things are done these days, the access that you have to the creators because of social media. So I've been able to have small dialogues with the artist on Instagram or in Facebook, and that is just super rewarding, because especially in this scenario where I highly respect the deck and the creation itself, and to be able to say that directly to the artist is such a pleasure. And in my life, that's been a new evolution, because when I was growing up, you didn't have access to creators in the same way. Even musicians, you know, you can send them a message, tell them what you think directly, which is amazing. I'm going through the mages and having a look in the corner of my screen here. There are some cards in this deck that I absolutely connect with. I mean, it's an instant connection. And then there's some other cards that I know is going to take me some time. I'm probably going to have to use some associations, maybe some memorization to, like this one, for example, to really be able to read fluidly. So some of them super easy, natural to read. Some of them are going to be a little bit harder. There's such a full design going on, meaning she used every inch. Nothing is wasted in this space. And there's a really nice eye flow between the different objects in the cards. I unfortunately won't be able to do an in-depth review because this is my first time holding this deck, but I will. It's so exciting. I feel like I've been waiting for this deck for such a long time. There seems to be a dark edge to them. And I find that really appealing because right now I'm doing some intentional work with parts of my subconscious. And I won't go into that, but it's something that I really want to engage with and grow in my own awareness. And maybe this deck can assist, you know? Oh, I had to stop for a second. This might be my favorite card in the deck. It just works. The fact that she's shielding and hiding her own body, so there's this, there's a message there. Of course, the swords and the blindfold and the moon and all of that really brings a lot of meaning into the card, but I love the hourglass. There's so many messages in here and where it's placed. Fantastic. The swords are probably my favorite. My favorite suit in the deck. I feel like these will just be the easiest to read. You know how some people have like a card that they love to always look at first? The Eight of Swords is a big one for me. And the High Priestess is a big one for me. Ten of Swords. And I actually really like when people take creative liberties with the 10 of Cups. I don't necessarily connect with the traditional image, which is emotional fulfillment being shown with a big happy family. My favorite interpretation is the Anna K, where you have the single woman standing around all of the cups, just looking completely enlightened and fulfilled within herself. And there's the sun and everything. And that interpretation for me just works, totally works. So I've seen some blogs where they do sort of interviews with the deck by pulling a spread and figuring out what they're going to use the deck for. I think I might do this with this deck and see what it has to say. It's so beautiful. It's so inventive. I love it. Gabi, you nailed it. I'm excited that she's working on more decks and seems to have a tireless work ethic, which I think must be required when you're working with 78 paintings. Oh my god. The submersion in water with the court cards of the cups. I really like that detail. Either submerging or emerging from water or from the quality of emotion in the human experience. It's cool. Some of the expressions are interesting. Like in this card, I always tend to interpret the Two of Coins or the Two of Pentacles with the angle of stay playful when you're feeling overwhelmed. But this one definitely just, I mean, he's obviously struggling. There's a detached look in his eyes, which could lead to a whole different level of interpretation, which is what I'm excited about, is seeing the cards from a new angle. This is a beautiful one. The pentacles are also really lovely. The coins. We're almost done here. So excited. I've been really trying to be more selective with the way I work with decks. When I was first getting started, you could say I got a little obsessive, and anytime I would connect with any part of the imagery of a deck, I would just buy it, boom. But with tarot, it's such an investment of time. I find that it was really difficult for me to show any of those decks attention. So oracle decks are a little bit easier for me to digest, and I also combine decks when I do readings. So the oracle decks I can still obsessively buy without feeling uncomfortable. But with tarot, I'm trying to exert my temperance. And last card, oh my gosh, he's amazing. Trying to exert some control, some balance, some moderation. So I can actually hold, whoop, there we go. They're sticky, I think, as they work together for the first time. It's a little bit large for me to shuffle this way. Not impossible. Let's see. Overhead. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, that's the one. And we'll try a little flick. That's nice too. So you can shuffle these anyway. I'm gonna stop the video here, because I'm gonna have a little time with this deck, come back and share my thoughts, and hopefully this gave you a good angle of what they look like, their energy, maybe if this deck is for you. Gabi, thank you for your creation. I'm so excited. I feel like I've probably been waiting for this deck for a year, although it's probably been less than that. You totally rock. BONEFIRE. have a good day, guys. I hope you experience lots of magic in your day-to-day life this week and experience your own gratitude of the things that come into your life. Sending you love. Bye.